You to my YouTube channel. I'm creating this video today to show you and introduce to you, or basically expand upon something that I've just recently started doing. It's my second week successfully hanging out with Google Hangouts. So I invite you to come, and I'm going to kind of show you some of the stuff that we went over last night. We only had basically 3 participants, including myself, so basically 2 other people showed up. But, you know, I didn't get the word out fast enough. I kind of sent it out on, was it Thursday night or whatever. So, actually I sent it out on Friday night, the same day, so it was kind of late. So I didn't give people a lot of notice. So I'm going to do that going forward. But I wanted to show you some of the things I've learned and some of the things that we've done. Okay, one of the cool things that we were going over last time, and all credit to Goren for showing me this stuff, was fine scrolling on the Commodore 64. So we were talking a lot about that and just learning about how the computer works with data statements and how the computer reads stuff into memory. A lot of cool stuff. So when I was talking about, anyways, he introduced me to this compiler that he uses. It's called C64 Studio, and it's actually better than when VICE, in my opinion. It actually, you can load directly, you can load VICE right directly inside of here. So basically, once you have your code here, like this, and this is his code for his simple little scroll demo, you just compile up here, you can build, and then you can build and run, and it will automatically load the window here. And I'll need to turn on the joystick to show this to you. He's demonstrated this before, but basically it's a scrolling. Do I even have my joystick plugged in just now? I think I do. I might have unplugged my joystick. I think yeah, no, there we go. Okay, so it's a scrolling demo that he kind of created, a side scroller. And if you move the joystick here, you can see I got the Xbox controller, so if you're moving it left and right, the only thing he hasn't really figured out yet is if you scroll up, it doesn't really, you kind of lose the screen as you scroll down. That's because he's scrolling basically within the screen. He's scrolling from 1024 to 2047, I believe it is, so inside the screen. So later, him and I are going to kind of work on creating a full screen scroller. The way this is done, you actually have to scroll it directly through memory, but I think his scroller is pretty cool. I mean, it's really fine, you know, it really looks really good. He's pretty good with graphics and stuff like that. He's got some funny stuff going on there. But I wanted to show that to you. And for those who want to know, this is Google Hangouts right here. I'll create this and try to create this once a week. It'll be on the Google Hangouts page, and I'll send you a direct link. I have people I'm not going to open it up now, otherwise it would probably, you know, launch the, I guess I could show it to you. I've showed it before, but if I click on this, it might load it. Yeah, it just takes you to the actual page. So, and then you can respond to messages here and stuff like that. We just, like I said, we had these participants. We had Goren, he's the one that built the scroller, and then we had Darko, he showed up. So it was kind of cool. We had some other people that were going to show up, but he just said maybe David didn't make it. And these are all the people I sent responses to. So if you want to be on a list, let me know. I'll add you as a friend so that I can include you next time. So Google Hangouts is really cool. With Google Hangouts, you can engage one-on-one with your audience and in a live video. And you can share the screen. There's all kinds of cool stuff you can do with it. You can mute people if you don't want to hear them. And each time a person speaks, that video will direct toward that person alone. So if somebody's speaking, you'll see their picture. And if they stop speaking, somebody else's video will show up. So it kind of captures it real time. So it's pretty cool. I wanted to show that to you. And I'll show you the scroller that, or what I was doing when we first started last night. Let me just open this back up here. Well, actually, I think I'll just need to do a regular emulator. Okay, so basically, I have an image on here that I was working with last night. I wanted to show that to you. I think it's the Bill 2 and the Scroller 2. So let's try those. Let me put this toward the center just in case you can't see it. And this is just basically his code. I was converting it into data statements as he shared it with me. So this is Goren's code. Basically, he's just, you can kind of see a little bit better here. He's scrolling the screen from the upper left-hand corner here to the bottom, and I only have it scrolling halfway down, but he's scrolling it all the way through. So let me kind of pause that listing here and show it to you. I added the joystick routine into it too up here. 160 might do it right there. So that's the joystick routine right there, and this just moves the left and right or whatever. And this is where it starts. It starts in the upper left-hand corner here, and then he reads the next location over, which is 1025, and he stores it in the first part of the screen so that he's able to scroll inside the screen. So basically that's what that does. And with the joystick routine, at the little trial and error, I got this one to work. I think this one works. Yeah, so this one, oh, this is the one that just scrolls by itself. I think scroller or something. Let me go back and look at the list here real quick. I think it's your fine scroll. Let's see, the biggest one is scroller. Scroller 2 and scroller. Let me check out scroller. Hopefully I saved it. Might be it. Oh, you know what? It's got the Commodore scroller in here. I gotta delete that first. So it is this one. I just need to do this. I'll show you. We had he was showing the basic example, and I typed that in first, and then we tested that, and then later we created the assembly version. So right here, actually, just skipping the line. Okay, so yeah, let's go in here to the line. Well, let me hook up the joystick and see if that's what I did. I had it working. That's the only thing is every time you open up VICE, you lose the joystick settings again, so you have to set them up each time. Actually, that's right. This one moves up and down. I think this is the one. You see it's trying to let me stop it, but it's not directly letting me stop it. So let's see what scroller is. No, this is just the one that scrolls by itself. But you can see what it's doing. It's scrolling the screen. There's the code for if you want to see it. I don't know how to break this thing. So the caps lock is your break key. So this is the scrolling routine he created. It reads from 192 to 199, and he does it in step, very small increments to be fine scrolling. So he uses a decimal point to get the very fine scrolling, and it sets in a location 53,270, which is what controls the screen basically. I could show you his demo. I just have to delete the other line. So I'll just delete 5 and I'll show you what he does. That's basically what he had his doing, is scrolling it backward and forward there. And we just implemented it into assembly language. And again, this is his code. I don't know where mine took off to. Fine scroll. There's a fine scroll. I'm going to look at that one. Apparently I never saved it here. You can see the screen's already shrunk too in this example. Yeah, that's all that one's doing. It's just a basic example. Set that back to normal. So I wanted to show you guys that. So that's just some of the stuff we've been working on. So what I plan to do is to, on another note, let me just close this out and open this back up and show you. I've been working on typing in that game demo that I created, the spaced out, but I'm going to try to refine it and make it a little bit better. I'm going to work out an actual plan for it and try not to get it too complicated, but I wanted to kind of duplicate like Space Quest or something similar to that when I make it. So I remember, I think this one is the one I loaded. Yeah, I worked on this. This is the old code you see from my old game, and basically it works in here now. So if I click this, it'll open it and loads it inside of the VICE. And this is just a sample program. It actually attaches to a file down here at the end, I think it is. Or however it does it. Okay. So anyways, you just system 14000, and it's kind of sloppy right now. I'm going to change the screen graphics, and I wasn't really... I wanted to start new, so I'm going to change all this screen. I'm also going to use a better resolution. I don't like the way this one looks. And let me just turn the joystick back on to show you. So now it works inside of the... just crashed for some reason. There's some kind of a bug in it still. I'd have to look into it. You always have to load that joystick every time. I wish there was a there was a save it, but there's no save option for this one. But it is what it is. It crashed again. Let me just play with this a little bit. Yeah, for some reason it's... Each time you have to close this out, as Bo just demonstrated it, and I think I might have to compile it or something and build it again here. Well, funny, it was working fine last night, now it doesn't want to work. Load the joystick again. Needs to be crashing here somewhere. But anyways, you get the idea. That's basically what I'm going to be doing. Is I'm going to be, once I get it working here, I'm going to have it all inside this environment so that you can, so I can start writing and finishing this game and adding on to it. This is going to be the structure of that ebook too. I'm going to base it on a book that I read way back in the days. I don't have it here with me right now, but it was written by an Atari contributor way back in the days. And he, Clayton Walnum, I remember his name. He actually wrote and contributed, and he was a magazine publisher for Analog Magazine. I can't think it was Analog Magazine. And I'm going to use the book that he wrote. It was actually for Visual Basic, excuse me. And he wrote some really cool game demos in it. I'm going to use that as a guide of how to structure, because he's very good with game design and stuff like that. And I wanted to kind of use his approach. I like his approach to things. So